I would also like to place on record the contribution of my colleague, Shehzada Iftikhar, who is a very persistent follower-up for projects of Chitral. And every second day, he gate crashes my office, and he's there with his sets of demands that why we must give priority to Chitral, and he's also chasing Prime Minister. And as a result, you see today that Chitral has over 40 billion rupees of portfolio where federal government is investing in number of projects and initiatives. And I should not really go listing them, but I will also share the list. But I think that it is through his persistent follow-up that we have such a big funding from federal government in Chitral. Ladies and gentlemen, today Pakistan is, by the grace of God, at a take-off position. You all know that 3 years ago, the world was calling Pakistan the most dangerous country in the world. Newsweek had put this image on its title cover as a title story. Investors were running away from Pakistan. Law and order situation had deteriorated to a point where everyone was deeply concerned which way are we headed, what will be the future of Pakistan. Energy shortages had crippled our economy with 18 to 20 hours of power shortages all over the country. There were images of civil war on streets due to power shortages. The workers were out of job. Industry was without electricity for many months. So this was the Pakistan of 2013. I think our memories are not so short that we will forget the images and stories of 2013. By the grace of God, today as we enter 2017, Pakistan is one of the most remarkable turnaround stories in the world. We have broken the back of extremist groups. 3 years ago, extremists were on charge and offensive, and state was under siege. Today, the state is in charge and on offensive, and the extremists are on the run and under siege. 3 years ago, there were 18 to 20 hours of power shortages. Today, that has been drastically reduced, and for last 1 year, industry in Pakistan is getting uninterrupted power and gas supply, which is helping us improve production of the economy. And Pakistan is set to cross 5% GDP growth rate threshold this year, which will make it the fastest growing Muslim economy in the world, Islamic economy in the world. So we have seen probably the story today. The Economist has already listed Pakistan as the fastest growing economy in the Muslim world. Now this is a big journey in 3 years, and I think this requires some appreciation of the effort that has gone behind this turnaround of economy. And similarly, if you look at the fundamentals of our economy or the macroeconomic stability that has happened, the reserves have increased by 3 times. From $8 billion, they have touched almost $24 billion today. Now, if regimes are corrupt, if regimes are not well-meaning, then the reserves do not triple, they go down. When reserves are building up, that shows that the government is working with complete sincerity and sense of mission, and economy is flourishing. Economies do not flourish under misgovernance. Economies only flourish and turn around when there is good governance. And I think we don't need to really make a case for what government is doing, because every Pakistani is today feeling the effects of this turnaround. Last summer, Pakistan witnessed the highest ever number of tourists, domestic tourists, that visited the different tourist sites. The Chief Minister of Gilgit was telling me that there were about 1 million tourists who visited Gilgit-Baltistan last year alone. And it was a situation for which they were not prepared. And while this is a great opportunity, it also poses serious challenges to our environment and to many other resources. But what I mean to say is that this feeling of well-being, this confidence in people would not be there if situation was not improving. I went to Balochistan and people were telling me that in Ziyarat, they did not find even space where they could go out to walk on the street. It was so crowded. Probably everyone from Balochistan had gone to Ziyarat for tourism, for sightseeing. So this is a kind of a reflection of the turnaround that is taking place in economy. But what I'm trying to come to is that, development is not just about infrastructures. Development is not just about setting up new buildings or roads or dam or power projects. Half of the development is in the software. That is in the mindset of us. If in our minds we feel defeated, if in our minds we feel doubtful about ourselves, no matter how many resources are put for development, they will never give the desired results. So half of the development is in the mind, is in positive thinking, is in the power of hope. We have to be optimists. We have to capitalize the positive things that are taking place in our country and move forward with full energy. Move forward with self-belief. Those people who are successful in life are gifted with these two virtues, self-belief and positive thinking. Unfortunately, there is a section of society who will always give us negative news, day in and day out. And they will not let the nation believe that anything good is happening to us. Other day I went to a television talk show and the anchor asked me, "Sir, you must at least admit that your government is in crisis." I said, "Yes, I truly believe that our government is in a deep crisis. This crisis starts at 8 p.m. and it ends at midnight with the end of talk shows." So here this crisis only is up to 4 hours in 24 hours in the talk shows, but outside the talk shows, alhamdulillah, the country is moving forward. So therefore, what I would also like to say, that Pakistan is on positive trajectory. This must give us hope. This must give us confidence. And this should energize us to move faster to achieve our goals. We want Pakistan to achieve a trajectory of 7% growth rate on continuous basis. That is the minimum growth we need to ensure that we have jobs for our young population. We need to create these jobs, 15 million per year, so that these jobs are available for the young people who are coming into market every year. This will only happen if economy grows at 7% or 8%. And economy will only grow that if we feel positive about our enterprise. We use our enterprise to create new opportunities. There are so many opportunities in our country. And therefore I would say that now Chitral also has a great opportunity with China-Pakistan Economic Corridor taking off. As you know that in the 6th Joint Coordination Committee meeting, which was held recently in Beijing, we have, with the approval of the Prime Minister, we have further broadened the scope of projects that have been included in CPAC, and the northwest part of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa will greatly benefit from the inclusion of Gilgit, Shandur, Chitral, and the Karakoram Highway link, Chakdara link, that will connect this northwest part of Pakistan with CPAC western route, and will actually bring it to the intersection where it can go through western route, it can also go to the eastern route through Burhan. So this is a great opportunity for Chitral. Similarly, Prime Minister has a vision of regional connectivity. Prime Minister strongly believes that time has come for Pakistan to harness its geo-economic advantage. In the past, our dictators had put Pakistan in geopolitical arena, fighting wars for others and destroying our own country. Today, we need to harness our geo-economic advantage to make Pakistan hub of business, trade, commerce and manufacturing for South Asia, China and Central Asia, which has 3 billion population. And it is this vision which is reflected in Vision 2025 of our government, which we have shared with all political parties, and I am also happy to say that this Pakistan Vision 2025 has support of all the provincial governments and all the important political stakeholders, whether it is People's Party in Sindh, or it is PTI in KP, or it is Balochistan Nationalist Parties in Balochistan, or PMLN in Punjab. All provincial governments have signed this Vision 2025. And this Vision 2025 places great emphasis on harnessing the regional connectivity potential of Pakistan. And therefore, we are working on creating different links for Pakistan to connect with Central Asia and other countries in the region. China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is creating a connectivity with China, which will transform Pakistan's economy in future. Because it's like if a small boat tags itself with a giant ship, imagine that this small boat also then becomes part of the giant ship. So we want Pakistan's economy to integrate into the global supply chains of China. And if we can integrate our economy in those global supply chains, imagine the opportunities that will come to our way. So this is a great God-given opportunity, I think, in this century for us, and we will, inshallah, with full determination and unity, harness this opportunity for the future generations of Pakistan, and will put Pakistan as a new tiger, Eurasian tiger in the world, on the world scene. The second important connectivity that is taking place is through CAREC, Central Asia Regional Economic Cooperation Framework. Through this CAREC, we are developing two routes, one from Peshawar to Kabul and Kabul to Central Asia, and which is the first route. And the second route is which will go from Quetta to Herat and Herat to Turkmenistan in the south. So these are the two important CAREC routes which will integrate Pakistan with Central Asia. And similarly, we are working on Chitral, Tajikistan connectivity through Wakhan border, which District Nazim also mentioned. And recently, I had meeting with the Minister of Transport of Tajikistan, and I also asked him that they must also lobby and press government of Afghanistan that they should facilitate construction of this route of connectivity between Chitral and Tajikistan. So we hope that we will work together, Pakistan and Tajikistan, and try to convince our brotherly government in Afghanistan that this is for the benefit of the entire region, that we must re-establish this connectivity which has existed in the history through a kind of an offshoot route of Silk Route that used to ply in this region. But now we need to create a modern means of transportation through a road connectivity which will bring this region together. So I want to assure you that we are working